Important new evidence at the O.J. Simpson trial. Expert testimony. The hair samples from the crime scene point to Simpson. The FBI intensifies the hunt for the Unabomber, racing against the mystery bomber's publish or perish threat. Jim Stewart reports. And Eye on America. Scott Pelley reports on the man who's defending Oklahoma bombing suspect Tim McVeigh.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
Good evening. Lawyers for the people in the O.J. Simpson trial today unloaded strong and damaging evidence against the defendant. The expert testimony put hair under the microscope. Where did the hair come from, and where did it wind up? Bill Whitaker covered this key testimony in the Simpson case.
Does that exist?
Prosecutors, with some of their most powerful evidence to date, wove their theory of murder more tightly, for the first time using strands of hair to tie O.J. Simpson to the bloody crime. An FBI expert said hairs, which had been forcibly removed, were found on that bloody glove behind Simpson's home, hairs consistent with Nicole Brown Simpson's and Ronald Goldman's.
What conclusion can you draw, sir, from the fact that you found hairs consistent with both Nicole Brown and Ronald Goldman on the Rockingham glove?
Well, it's clear to me that that glove was there at the crime scene.
Using blown-up photos of hair, Doug Diedrich said he'd found others similar to Nicole's on Ron Goldman's body. 12 hairs like O.J.'s on the blue knit cap from the murder scene. Then, aiming to unravel the defense conspiracy theory, prosecutors asked if one hair of unknown origin on that Rockingham glove could have come from Detective Mark Furman, or any lab technicians or other LAPD officers on the scene.
The one question hair from the Rockingham glove could not have originated from these individuals.
Any of them?
Not from the individuals you just mentioned.
It's not as precise as DNA, but in some ways it might be better because jurors can relate to this evidence, and the prosecution is using it to tie together all their other evidence and showing with pictures of the victims what happened in this case.
Prosecutors said the hairs picked up the thread from the trail of blood through the DNA to complete their mosaic of murder.
That the killer pulled back Nicole's head with his hand, with his left hand, in order to slit her throat with his right hand, and then went over to Ron Goldman for a final attack.
But defense attorneys insist it doesn't matter if, as they contend, evidence was contaminated and planted. Bill Whitaker, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Two of the nation's leading newspapers are weighing their response to a terrorist demand. The killer, known as the Unabomber, says he will stop mailing package bombs if the newspapers will publish his political theories. Correspondent Jim Stewart has a report.
Editors at the New York Times and the Washington Post said today they have not yet decided how to respond to the Unabomber's latest demand. Both newspapers received long, rambling essays entitled Industrial Society and Its Future, suggesting economists and technicians are criminals who, if they get blown up, they deserve it. Print my essay and more like it to follow, he threatened, or I may kill again. With air traffic and mail delivery already snarled on the West Coast because of an earlier Unabomber threat to blow up a commercial airliner, analysts who have studied the bomber pleaded with the papers today not to give in to the demand.
Since when do we trust a serial killer? Look at his track record. I mean, he's been setting bombs. He's been maiming and murdering for 18 years.
That gives the message that any other person out there can get their message into print simply by threatening violence.
The FBI today issued a terse statement saying it will leave the decision to publish up to the newspapers. Federal agents, meanwhile, are poring over this latest round of Unabomber letters looking for clues. The letter to the Washington Post is deemed especially important because it was not opened or tampered with before agents could begin their examination. FBI, ATF, and Postal Inspector lab technicians hope to add to a small but growing body of evidence about the bomber, who has used nails, fishing line, and even string to hand fashion his bombs. Small